Hey guys, it's Lex
and Courtney,
and you are listening to another episode of The Pleasure's All Yours. We are here encouraging sexual liberation in the Black and queer communities.
Yes, we are here to laugh, learn, and discover all the ways that the pleasure is
all yours.
It's all yours, baby.
I've never felt so lied to by the industry.
Yeah, the USDA, man, they keep fucking up.
Like, vegetable isn't even real. Like,
what is a vegetable?
What's a vegetable?
Eat your vegetable. Okay, Joe Biden.
That's Michelle Obama.
What even is this intro? I'm leaving the whole thing in. But I'm cutting off everything we said about Subway sandwiches. I'm just leaving in the last part. Hey girl.
Hey girl.
What's up?
Oh, you know, we back at it.
We back at it for another month.
Yeah.
Technically, this is our anniversary month. Happy anniversary, babe.
Thanks.
It's
and to all of our TPAY Babes.
Yes. Let's celebrate together, honey.
Yeah.
On July 20th from 12 to 3 at Hello Studios in Dallas, Texas, baby. Come out. Have a good time. Yeah. We're definitely going to celebrate our anniversary. I'm giving out diamond rings to the baddest bitches in the room.
They're going to be 7 rings, Ariana Grande.
You know what it is.
Come on.
If this is your first time listening to us, we start off every episode with the pleasure moment. And our pleasure moment is a part of your week that was just particularly great. It doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be huge, as long as it made you feel good and it increased the amount of pleasure that you received this week.
Yes.
Lex, what's your pleasure moment?
I think today and possibly tomorrow.
Oh, what you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm not doing a single thing.
Okay, that's pleasurable.
Vegging out. I'm not doing anything. If I'm on my phone, I'm gonna be playing my township, taking care of my town.
Yeah. You got business.
Feeding my cows and my making sure my residents get their things via helicopter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that'll probably be all I do on Sunday.
Okay.
And then one of Red's friends is supposed to come over and cook jollof.
Lovely.
So I will be eating the biggest bowl that I could fit in a bowl.
Oh my God, sounds so fucking good.
Especially because I haven't really been hungry during the week because of my meds. So like I'll eat like maybe once a day and like I might have some crackers. If I like if I'm like, I feel kind of weird, maybe I should have a snack. But yeah, I don't take my meds on the weekends. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying being medicated though?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a huge advocate. And at my job, I was talking to this girl and she was saying how she's been on Adderall since she was like in the 7th grade. And now she's also 28. So I was like, bitch, you really been on it your whole life? She's like, it literally she was like, I really don't know what I'm like without it. And I don't really want to find out. Because like as a kid, it was really bad for her. So, yeah, but I really am enjoying being medicated. It definitely helps me get through my weeks. And also, like, it takes me so long when I start my day. Like, I woke up, like, maybe 4 hours before we started podcasting, and I didn't start feeling awake until I was, like, leaving home.
With your meds?
No, like, without my meds.
Without your meds.
Like,
okay,
it just feels like my body takes so long to, like, get the day started and for me to, like, really wake up and to be, like, cognizant of like what's going on.
Yeah.
So like whenever I take my meds, like maybe 45 minutes later, I'm like locked in like immediately on like whatever it is I have going on. So
that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
I'm a huge fan. What about you, Courtney Noir?
Girl, my pleasure moment this week. Okay, let me tell you. It was finding my no makeup routine.
Ooh, yeah.
Bitch, I wanted to cry yesterday when I tried it for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't like that bitch, but Selena, Rare Beauty, they got that shit on. Like they got that shit for real. I am using their tinted moisturizer and like literally one dab of concealer right here, one dab of concealer right here, one dab of concealer right here on my eyes. Yeah. And like I just took one little dunk of my little brush and I stippled the foundation on my face, put a little highlight, and then blended that bitch together. Flawless.
I love that.
And like it feels like there's nothing on my face.
Yeah.
I don't like it took me 10 minutes to do my whole face today.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed because like I went on a date last week or like sometime. I went on a date recently and I didn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Like I looked good. I felt good. They told me I looked good. Yeah. It was cool. But I just kept thinking to myself like I need my skin to like still be like one texture or like one color. I want to still feel put together, and I just don't when I don't have makeup on. So I need to find a solution. So I went to Sephora, and they really hooked a bitch up, and I feel amazing. Like this is only day 2, but I feel like I could go back in time and kill Hitler with this skin.
I love it.
You know?
Look good all the time.
And it just feels nice because it's so fucking hot. Like I went out on a date last night. And it was outdoors. And I was sweating. I was like, but none of it sweated off. I still looked really natural, like very glowy. Like, it's a relief because I've just been like, what am I going to do this summer? Because I can't have all that shit on my face right now. And it, like, my face is dry because of the medication I'm taking. So just the more makeup I put on my face, like, the more, like, hardcore, like, actual full coverage foundation I put on my face, it does not sit well. It doesn't lay well anymore. So. I got you. That's my pleasure moment, is finding a good skincare routine.
Yes, hell yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Do I have a fun fact today? Nada, mama. But I do have a question.
What's up?
So I went on a date last night.
Yeah.
We went to a Pride Market fair thing at the DMA. It was very cool. It was like a nighttime museum experience. Like you got to see the exhibits at night, but also they had like a voguing show. They had some drag queens doing comedy. They had drawing with drag queens. They had like button making, and they had like a market where you could buy art and stuff like that. It was very great, and it was all free. So shout out to the DMA for the Pride Night Market. But this is my second date with this person. And they're fabulous. I've really enjoyed talking to them. Like, I've learned a lot from them. Specifically, what I wanted to talk about today was the way that I talk about, like, my trans partners. So this just came up, and I brought, like, I don't know what we were talking about. Oh, we were talking about friends. Ironically, we were talking about having queer and, like, straight friends. And he was like, I have a lot of female friends, and, like, sometimes my partner will like introduce me to their friends as like, oh, here's this nigga. And then they'll be like, oh, you're dating a nigga? And then she'll be like, oh, no, he's a trans man. And like, he was like, that doesn't make me feel good. I don't like that. One, because you're like, you're telling other people I'm trans, like off top. And then 2, I worked hard to get where I am, and most trans men work really hard to get to where they are in their transition. And for you to like invalidate that experience as not being like, oh, that's a nigga, but it's not don't worry, it's not a nigga. Like, that can be hurtful. And I've done that on the pod so many times, like especially while I'm dating other trans men. And I'm just like, I'll talk in the he, him pronouns, or I'll be like, oh yeah, that nigga and I went out. And immediately I'm like, but don't worry, like, I'm still queer, like, and I just realized that is such like a reflex, like reaction to how like I want to be perceived as a queer person that has a queer podcast, but I don't think about how like that might affect other people. And so I did talk. I was like, well, I've done that. I told him like, I've definitely done that. I've definitely done that on the podcast. But I do want to know like, okay, how would you like to be introduced? Because in the past, I have told my friends that I'm dating a trans person so that when that trans person comes over, they can use the correct pronouns, and they know the protocol. Like, get them pronouns right, bitch. The fuck? And he was like, in that case, like, if you feel like it's a safe environment for your trans partner to tell your friends like, hey, this is a trans person, then absolutely. But also don't out somebody. And not saying that because you aren't passing that you are less deserving of the benefit of the doubt. But he was like, well, if this person's not passing, then maybe that is a better option to inform people in advance of their pronouns. So I just learned a lot from that conversation. Like, and I love having a conversation with somebody that can like volleyball those topics with me. And like, I feel like they match my energy. Like, they're not coming from a place of not knowing enough, but they're also not coming from a place of like being holier than thou. Like, they were very explanatory of like their position, and I really appreciated that. That's what I meant by like, I've just been gaining all these new perspectives. There are just different ways to look at things, or like even internalize the language that I'm using, and how I can like be a better voice for the LGBTQ community, specifically trans Black people, femme, mask, whatever, with our platform. Like, that's so important. My question though.
Yes.
It was a great date. I'll say it again. We had a good fucking time. This is our second day where we've had a good time. we flirt. There's a little flirty banter.
Okay.
But this man has not tried to touch me at all. Like not even like, I think there was a time where like I was on the side of the street and he like pulled me so that he could switch. Like he pulled my arm. But like there's not any like, you know, like soft back touches like at the museum or like, I don't know, like just
like flirty, small, like flirty touches.
Small, I'm not saying like, oh, let's hug all the time. I'm not saying let's kiss or like let's grope each other. I'm just saying
that
like
push the hair out of the face.
or like finding random reasons to like touch your hand or like reaching
grabbing
out.
a pinky.
Yeah, and so my question is, at what point? Because it's only the second date, okay? And everybody's different.
Yeah.
At what point am I allowed to ask like, hey, like, how do you actually feel like, because if you like enjoy hanging out and like you're enjoying our conversations, because we definitely have great conversation, that's cool. We can still hang out and have conversation. I just need to like know where your head is at so I can come accordingly. Because like I don't want to feel like I'm like pushing myself on you. I have not touched him because he has not touched me. I'm just waiting for that exchange to happen.
Yeah.
So like at what point? Is it like the third date? You think I can text him now and ask him? Because it's only 2 dates. So like maybe he is just trying to feel out how he still feels.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's good like when you go into a pairing to know what both people's intentions are. So I think a good question to ask is to just
we know our intentions.
Okay. Well, I think a good thing to ask is like, how do you feel about physical intimacy would be a good question to ask.
Well, we talked about that. And he said like physical touch is not high on his love language list. And it's not high on mine either.
Yeah. So it's like both of you
It's not even physical intimacy though.
Yeah.
It's like literally just like showing interest. Like not physical intimacy. To me, physical intimacy is like holding hands, hugging, kissing on the cheek, kissing on the mouth, or whatever. To me, the touches I'm looking for are simply like, hey, da-da-da, like guiding me somewhere.
Yeah.
Like small, like tucking my hair or something small that's not, to me, it's not physical. It's more just like making sure somebody knows that like
you want them.
Yeah, you're interested.
Yeah.
Not even that you want, like you're just vibing.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I would say like if you guys are gonna go out a third time to like kind of feel it out, then give it like a little bit into the night, and then I would ask
in person. Like you wouldn't send him a voice note, because I was gonna send him a voice note last night. I was gonna be like, "Hey, I had so much fun."
No, be brave and talk about it in person.
Oh, I would love to talk about it in person, but I just wanted to get it done sooner.
You could also ask like, how do you feel about PDA?
Okay, that's good.
Because like that is like, those are little touches of affection still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, are you a PDA person? Like, you know.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's an easy combo.
Yeah. And then it can open the door to like asking the other questions as well.
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think like, especially if you both have gone into it like knowing that like at some point, I don't know, you want whatever you want to happen, then like
and that it's helpful because we both kind of have the same intentions of like what we want to come from this. We want to like have community and like hang out, and so they're solo poly. This is a good way to segue.
That's good.
They are solo poly.
Yes.
But they have a situation that is their part. Like they call them their partner.
So that might be a reason why, like, because that might be what they're thinking about.
Right. Like maybe they haven't talked to their partner about like these boundaries yet. And
or
like,
maybe they have talked about the boundaries, and those is are the boundaries. Reason. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So because they're solo poly, and they're not looking for like a permanent relationship, and I'm very not much looking for a permanent relationship, I just enjoy really talking to him, hanging out. I would love to fuck, not gonna lie. But I just need to know if he's like actually interested in me.
Yeah.
Not as a friend, but like as somebody that you could be sexually romantically involved with in any capacity.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, I'm sure, I know you understand this. I'm just like speaking now.
Yeah.
I am not looking for validation in what are we? Like, are we dating? Are we friends? Are we lover? Like, whatever. I'm not looking for a definition of the label. I am just looking for you to say, yeah, you're sexy, and I want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
that's all I need to move forward confidently with what the fuck I'm doing. But if you're gonna be like, oh, you know, you're cool, I'm gonna be your buddy. I'm like, okay, buddy, we need to stop spending $100 on each other every time we go out. Let's stop that. Okay.
I think like it's good that I actually think that the fact that they also have kind of like a situation thing is probably what's impacting it.
Okay. So that's understandable. And I have been hesitant to bring up their partner in large conversations. Like I'll ask them how their experience has been being solo poly. I ask them how they met their partner and like how that's going now. But I haven't asked them like what their true dynamic is, what their goals are. Like I feel like I didn't want to push that conversation too early, but I think a third date is a good
time to have that conversation.
To ask some of the tougher questions.
Yeah, because then it's like, what direction are we going in?
Exactly.
Like, if we're going in the more community direction, that's fine. But like if we're going to like sexual romantic side, then I just want to be sure we're like you're setting up the vibe for that.
Yes.
Because otherwise, if we're just gonna be friends and now all we're doing is a bunch of friend shit, like that's.
I'm good on it. Like, I mean, I'm good on it. Like, I would love to continue being a friend, but I just need to be in the mindset that we're friends. Yeah. So I can, like, chill. You know what I mean? Because right now I'm like, I have my flirty eyes, you know? I have my banter. I'm wearing the cute outfits. Yeah. If we're friends, I can just chill, you know? Anyway.
She said, what the hell is actually going on here?
I truly, like, I'm not used to that. I'm more used to, like, people automatically showing me that they're very interested, and he shows me he's interested in conversation. Like we have, like I keep saying that we have great conversation. We ask each other a lot of questions, so I know he's interested in like learning about me. I just don't know if he like wants to fuck for real or wants to kiss. Let's just start with that.
She said, even just that.
Do you want to kiss me? Anyway, so for our pleasure principle, I kind of forgot that July is no longer Pride Month.
It's not,
So
we could keep it going if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's always Pride over here, right?
Yeah, literally every episode.
But this episode is like heavy, like LGBTQ IA plus community questions. So, I mean, you know, do with that with what you want. But I just wanted to talk about like how we view the community at large. Less about certain people and like, you know, like the fun stuff we've been talking about a month and more like the important parts of activism and just like using our voice for good. So I have some questions that like are very chill, but I think we'll let our audience know like why we love being a part of the community and why it's important to us. So first I want to ask you, what inspired you to become a voice for the Black queer femme community?
I think it was just like myself being queer femme and like consistently always looking for like other queer femmes to like connect with in the way that like how you and I connect, like just looking for true like girls to be around that are also very gay that can like really relate to me in that way. And also like working in the sex shop and seeing how many queer femmes also come in and they're like either, you know, kind of scared about something that they want to try, or, you know, they're having all these experiences with these partners that are like treating them like this and like that and they don't realize or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I wanted to have a space where there could be more queer femme people for me to connect with and just like relate to. And then, you know, all about just spreading information that seems like common knowledge to me because I know it already, but you know, to just share that with other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love that.
And I have so much fun with queer women. So I'm like, and I know like everyone's always like, you can never find femme for femme. Where's the femme for femme? Like everyone's always saying that. And I'm like, bitch, it's over here.
You're looking in the wrong direction.
It's over here. The femme for femme is here in the studio right now.
LOL. You're so funny. For me, I appreciate the opportunity because I wouldn't say that like 3 years ago my goal was to be the voice of the Black femme community, and I still don't think I am, but I enjoy the opportunity to like connect with people through the fucking internet. Yeah. It's not something I enjoy doing, but I've enjoyed it more doing it for our culture and for our girlies. And like every time we do have a Black femme on the podcast, like last week with Astro, I think like, oh my gosh, we just all have so much in common, and like it's just so easy to talk to queer people, queer women, and like I just wanted the opportunity to like gain community and be, the opportunity to be in community with people that just understand you without you having to use a lot of words, even though I just used a lot of words.
No, I heard you though.
Do you think society has progressed in terms of acceptance and inclusion in the LGBTQ community?
I think because legally they have to, they kind of pretend to. But I think if we're coming right down to like people actually like wanting to come forward, I think that like in some ways we definitely have progressed, but I also think in those same amount of ways it's also performative.
Absolutely. So it's a tolerance less than an acceptance.
Exactly. And I think that like as queer people we can tell the difference, which is why like probably why I feel that way. Cuz like I can tell that you're tolerating it. Like even like my favorite aunt, like she is very supportive of me. She's very supportive of my cousin who is also queer. And like just she wants to know about what we're doing and who we're dating. But as soon as we mention like marriage or like starting a family or something like that, that's when she gets a little like testy about it.
Like, oh, so this is like this isn't just a phase.
Yeah. Well, not even just like it's a phase, but she's very also religious. So she's like
the sanctity
supposed to
of
be
marriage.
A man and a woman. Okay. I don't know if you guys getting married is the same thing. Like, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. So I think like when it comes down to like like she supports it, but I don't think like she understands it or accepts it as like something that can be as valid as a heterosexual relationship, friendship, or marriage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that's how most of, like a good portion of society is.
Very performative. Like it's like you said, it's definitely progressed. Especially like in the celebration of Pride. Like there's all these cities and states that have sanctioned Pride events. They're putting on these big free events specifically for queer people to come together in community in their city. That's great. But then when you look at the state laws, it's like, okay, we're having a whole huge thing in Dallas for gay people, but then our state governor is trying to literally rip those out from under us, as you know, gender affirming care, gender affirming drugs, gender affirming counseling,
just like protection for trans people.
Specifically trans people. And I think that they're feeding us this like candy rainbow coated version of Pride because it's very exclusionary to trans people. I think even though it's LGBT, right, and like the T is a capital T like the rest of them, I do think there's such a focus like on the sexuality, like the fun parts of being gay
and the sex parts of being gay,
and also the white parts of being gay.
Yes, like very much on that.
Very much that. And so it really just erases the experience of Black trans women and Black trans mass people that are still not afforded the same rights that this white gay man got 15 years ago under Barack Obama. Like we've progressed, but we're not there.
It's still like anything else in America. It's still more of a progression for white gays than it is for the gays of color, specifically like, of course, Black trans women, Black trans men, like that. Yeah. So it's like, and I think that because like not a big part, but like a significant part of the community is a lot of like white gay people, and they're usually the loudest ones, that they're like, oh yeah, this is fine. Like they look for the acceptance from the white gays. And if the white gays are telling them that they're doing enough, they're not going to try to do more. And then if we start saying anything, if we're like, oh, well, we should be doing this, we need this, things like that, that's when they're like, well, actually, I don't think you need that. And I'm actually going to make sure you don't. Look at all this other stuff you have. Look at all this other stuff you have. Yeah. You're asking for more, and I can't give you that. I'm actually going to take a few things away. Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who is struggling to come out to their family and friends?
That's hard for me because I think coming out is dumb.
Yeah. Antiquated.
Yeah, because I don't know, like you're assuming that I'm straight. You're assuming that I'm going to get married and find a husband and have kids. That's your assumption. That's not what I feel. And I didn't really come out to family. I just kind of showed up with a girlfriend, and they were like, what? But I think, like, if it's a safe environment, if you feel like you can safely come out to your family and just let them know, like, hey, I'm interested in this girl, just wanted to let you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I think that's good. If it's not safe, definitely just lean into your community around you, your friends, people in your family that you do really trust. And, like, I think a good way to test the waters is to ask that question, like, you know, what would you do if I was gay? Like, if I came home right now and I was like, hey, I'm gay, and, like, make it like a tee-hee joke kind of thing, and see how they respond. I think that gauges it. Even if just see how they respond if they think you're joking. Yeah. Because if they're
you can tell.
You can really tell. Because if their response is not anything more than like, I don't care or I'll support you or something, then I think that would, like, you know, take some caution.
Yeah. I definitely, like, used my cousin, like, as a gauge. I was like, okay, let me start asking my mama questions about what she think about Diamond, and then I'll know for sure. But I would say, like, do it for you. Like, only do it if you want to involve your family in that way. Like, if it's important to you that your family knows all of you and that you want them to be involved in that way in your relationships, absolutely do it. But also, like you said, it's just not a necessity. You know, if you really feel like it's safer to not come out, or if you feel like you're not ready to come out, like, there's not a time limit. You could be 50 years old coming out, bitch. We see it every day. Okay.
Just move out and then be like, oh, yeah, and by the way, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, bye.
And then, like, yeah, bye. Get into the truck and leave.
What are some of the biggest challenges facing our community, do you think, today?
Judgment. Like, I think as much as we are a community, and, like, if some shit is going down, you know, you can trust some gay person to be, like, there for you, be like, oh, you good, you know, that kind of thing. But I think, like, we judge each other, like, quite a lot. And I like, there's a lot of reasons I blame that. Mostly I blame,
white men.
The patriarchy, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, because they're the ones who even, like, put all those judgments in our head, you know? So, yeah, I think judgment is probably, like, the biggest challenge we face as queer people.
Within the community, yeah. Absolutely.
We like to read a bitch. We do.
And do.
We like to kiki about some shit we saw. Absolutely.
If yours is judgment in society, I'm going to say mine is judgment in the community. Yeah. Yeah, we are...
I'm in judgment in the community as well.
So then, so... How do you think intersectionality plays a role in the LGBTQ community and its fight for equality?
I think we, like, that is, like, just having all of them, like, their own, like, different roads, right?
No, intersectionality means, like, we're intersectional because we're Black, we're gay, and we're women. Okay. So that's the intersection of our... It's the intersection of our identities.
Yeah. I think we all intersect more than we think we do.
Yes.
And I think the more queer people that realize that we all intersect in more ways than what you think, then we can all also stop judging. Because, like, in one case or another, and at the very bottom, the main intersection is most of us will face, like, some kind of hardship because of your sexuality. Like, even if it was just growing up, even if it's, like, even just in a workplace, even if it's just, like, there is always going to be at least something that's going to make you feel odd for being who you are and loving what you love and loving who you love. So I think that is, like, the main thing. And then there's, like, 50 million others.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think if we could get white women, Black women, white gay men, Black gay men, I think if we could all understand that none of us are actually liberated until Black trans women are liberated.
Yes. Even straight cis women, especially.
That's what I'm saying. White women, Black women, like, especially them. If they could understand that the trans women's fight is their fight, and if gay men could understand that the trans women's fight is also their fight, then I think we could get so much further. Because right now it's like we're seeing we've always seen trans femme Black women on the front lines, in the Capitol buildings, at the protests, trying to get everybody else to see how important their life is, because when they matter, then we all matter.
Yeah. Literally.
Like, if they have their rights, then that means everybody else has gotten their rights. So why are we not fighting for them?
Yeah. It reminds me of like those news articles that will come up about like Olympian women who are being accused of being men.
Because they have higher testosterone.
Because they have higher testosterone, because they were just born that way and that's just what happens. Or like women who do look more masculine just naturally, and them being accused of being trans people, and then them getting like a violence or something acted upon them. It's like the same thing. And we're always saying the same thing, especially like I feel like Black women are right behind trans women, because we're always like, yeah, because if they even think I look like a man, they're going to assume I'm a trans person. And if that is a violent person, they will commit a violent crime because it just makes them that upset. They don't value that life that much that they are like, nah, I just gotta.
I'm not sure, so let me not even try it. Yeah. How do you think media representation of the community has evolved over the years, and what impact has it made?
I think it's less Will and Grace and more sex education.
Yeah. Like Sex Education, the show?
The show, yeah. The Netflix series.
I'm noticing a lot more like queer groups.
Yes. Because we travel in a flock.
Definitely. Like you don't just have one queer person in the streets, a sea of straights. That's very 90s, early 2000s with the gay best friend, like Sex and the City. Not Girlfriends. He wasn't.
That's
gay,
why I said Will and Grace.
Will and Grace.
That was like their whole thing.
Yeah, just having a buddy that's gay, homosexual.
Yeah, and like really fashionable. Very like funny. They're always the comic relief, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they also never get a full character arc.
Or
like, they are
a partner.
They're always like promiscuous. Like they always have somebody coming in and out, you know? Which
wink wink.
I also would say like it has given a lot of folks the confidence to come out, which then in turn gives other people the confidence to come out. So again, that's why we're seeing more gay people, because they feel more comfortable coming out. They see representation younger. They're like, oh, I'm kind of like that guy.
That's that gay agenda that them Republicans be talking about. They said, get back in that fucking closet. I don't want to see it. Now my wife is divorcing me because she's been a lesbian for 40 years and never told me.
Wow.
This is the gays' fault.
You're literally explaining why we have all of the issues we're having right now. These white men are pissed, girl. These women want black dick and pussy. They do not want your skinny, white, shriveled up wiener.
Hey, the white men want black dick and pussy.
Ain't that the truth, bitch? You ain't said nothing but the truth. I also think it helps with like the building of community of queer people, like fandoms. Like I just think of like the black lesbian Hozier fans.
Oh yeah.
Like if Hozier wasn't so sexy and queer forward, would I know as many black lesbians that love Hozier as much as I do? And you wouldn't
even love Hozier if
I wouldn't even love
those things.
Yeah, that's true. No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That man can write a song. Talented. He's so sexy to me. I hope he sees this. Somebody send it to him. And now there's more shows that are being made by us.
Yeah.
Instead of it being made by a straight director or a straight writer's room, I automatically think of like, have you seen? This is a great example. Difficult People. I keep telling you and Carol to watch that show.
I literally have never heard those two words come out of your mouth before.
No, you have, because I was really big on it when we first started being friends in like 2020, 2019.
That was 17 years ago.
It might as well have been, yeah. Anyway, but it's kind of like a Will and Grace thing, actually, now that I think about it, because she has a long-term boyfriend, but then her best friend is gay, and they just like completely alienate the husband entirely. Like,
I love that.
It's really just their relationship.
I did watch Happily Divorced though, which is based off Fran Drescher's like real marriage. She was like married to this really hot blonde guy. They were married. They did The Nanny together. They produced it together. And then like one day he comes to her and he's like, I'm gay. I'm in love with a man. And they get a divorce. But when I tell you wherever Fran is, that's where Peter is, and vice versa. they are still like
Love
this.
it.
And that's basically what Happily Divorced was. They still lived in the same house. They still took care of their kids together.
Nothing's
except
changed.
Now she had a gay best friend.
Yeah. And she probably always had a gay best friend, you know?
Yeah.
They created the nanny together.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Can you share a positive experience or moment that made you feel proud to be a part of the LGBT?
I think like seeing videos of like just all different kinds of people kind of like just existing and doing their thing. And sometimes it's a skit. And it'll be just like someone coming up to discriminate against them, or someone coming up to like fake hate crime them or something like that. And like gays immediately being like, what the fuck? Or like even being in a lesbian bar bathroom where like a girl is crying, a girl is throwing up. She's like in the stall asking if she should text her ex, and everyone in the bathroom is like, no. Yes. The things like that make me so happy to like I love being gay. Even like those awkward moments where you almost run into your ex. Like things like
How
that.
did that happen to both of us? I think that's so funny. Like, it is fucking hilarious.
I think that is like such a key part of being queer, because it really goes to show like, it makes me feel like I'm in like Sex and the City or something.
Yes. Yeah. And honestly, I'm really excited for this next chapter for that reason exactly. I'm like, because there is really a community out here, and it can get messy, but it can also be very fun.
Be like them bitches in Atlanta.
And then why was that exactly what I was thinking of? Like, exactly. I would actually say the same thing, like how you said the lesbian bar bathroom. When I was writing this question, I thought of like being on the strip, not for like Pride or like Halloween, but like on a really, remember back in the day when like the street used to actually be full of people were just crowding, like walking on the streets, like hanging out, but everybody just looked so happy, and like you were always seeing like groups, and everybody in the group was just so like touchy-feely, laughing, stumbling. Like in Deep Ellum, I feel like it's more like everybody's looking around, sizing people up, or like checking people out, and I just feel like it's more, you see everybody dancing, and you're dancing to Katy Perry. Yeah. Or you're dancing
Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA.
Or you're dancing to a remix of a Brandy song that you didn't even know you needed. And you just see all these like black or whoever gay people dancing on each other like if there's no tomorrow. Yeah. It's just the best.
I love seeing a gay man in a lesbian bar throwing that ass.
Because like people in...
And the lesbian studs getting behind them and catching that ass. That
straight people do not dance at clubs anymore, man. They don't. They don't do it. At least not here in Dallas.
Standing there swaying.
Doing the BBL dance.
Nah, but them lesbians be
in it. Like at Sue's on a Friday night, looking down and seeing the dance floor. Yeah. Bitches are dancing. They're dancing with their friends. They're dancing with their partners. They're dancing with strangers. It's packed. You can't even like get in. And when you go to Lava, nobody's sitting. Everybody's standing on the booth dancing.
There's nobody even sitting in the chairs that are like the little side booths.
Yeah, like they're standing on the booth. They're standing on the table
to throw ass.
They're standing on the bar to throw ass. It's just much funner.
Even if it's
just fun.
Even if it's an empty bar, like when we went on a Thursday,
bitch, people are still gonna be dancing,
still throwing that ass
because you can.
Yeah,
because you can.
Love that.
Okay. We're gonna get into some fun questions to wrap this bitch up.
Yeah.
If you could have any LGBTQ plus celeb as your bestie, who would it be and why?
Niecy Nash.
Hot. But also fun.
Yeah. I need a MILF close to me. I need a lesbian MILF close to me so I can have something to look forward to and lust after.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that. I'm going to say...
She got them titties.
She got them titties.
Yo.
Oh, my God. And her smile is just so beautiful.
She's so gorgeous. Yeah. Like, she is...
Her and her wife are just...
Yeah.
I love when they do magazine covers and interviews and videos. I just love it.
I'm like, yeah.
That's really what I want. I want to be a very successful woman with a successful partner that probably makes less money than I do, but they still make their own money.
Yeah.
And like, it's very clear that like I'm the prize and you just kind of watch me shine. Like, that's exactly what I want. And she's quiet, but she's still like, she loves her woman. Like, she loves Niecy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Janelle Monáe because she throws fucking great parties. I know she does. I know she's down to fuck her friends. Awesome. And
Eyes for Two? Come on.
Is that a song?
That is a song.
Okay.
From
Age of Pleasure?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I like it. I do listen to certain songs like frequently.
Yeah.
But it is not something I return to often, I'll be honest with you.
I'll pick my job off the floor.
Yeah, I know. I know you love it. You've loved it for the last 2 years.
It's so good.
Yeah. But yeah, I would pick her because she throws great parties.
Yeah.
She's super sexy and fun. Mm-hmm. And she's a creative, so I feel like we could just really like work together on a lot of stuff.
I love that.
Okay. What is the funniest or most awkward moment you've had while trying to explain your sexual orientation or gender identity to somebody?
I was telling someone about being non-binary and like what that looks like for me and like what that looks like for some of the people around me. And this man goes, "So you're telling me, right? You're telling me right now that you're nothing?" And I'm like,
go to hell.
And I just laughed. Like, I just laughed because I'm like, you have no comprehension skills, because where in that 45 word explanation did you hear that I said I was nothing? You think I'm nothing is what I'm hearing, sir. Yeah. But I was like, awkward. I was very like,
goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of funny moments. I do have a lot of awkward moments because especially when I'm meeting new people at work, because I'm meeting new people all the time.
Yeah.
And you make friends with these people while you're on site with them.
Yeah.
So you're talking and you talk about your partners, your exes or whatever, and then they're like, "Oh, do you have a picture?" Or like they'll see a picture, and like I just I don't use like a lot of pronouns, or like I just say my partner, and then I'll show them a picture and they're like, "Oh,
you're gay?"
"Oh. Okay. Oh,
I didn't expect that.
That's nice. Oh my gosh, that's nice." And then they start like not like acting weird as in like, "Oh, you're a lesbian," or "Oh, you're gay. You like, maybe you like me." It's more like the conversations we have are like so much more like in depth. Like they want me to know that they're like for the cause.
Yeah.
You know what
now
I mean?
They're like throwing in just like, yeah, and buzzwords. My gay friend that one time.
Lots of buzzwords.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, hey, are you listening? Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Okay, if you could create a new LGBTQ plus holiday, what would it be and how would you celebrate it?
It'd be National UHaulers Day.
Hell yeah.
Okay. UHaulers get in free in the club. Okay. Boom. UHaulers get in free. That's
it.
Yeah,
that's how you celebrate it.
Yeah, that's it.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, you can go to like a gay owned anything and they'd be like, "Oh, happy UHaulers Day."
Hell yeah.
Here's a free ice cream, like it's your birthday or something. Cause like you survived, Reba. Good job.
Reba, you survived, Reba. Do you watch Reba too?
Reba's
you
good.
Really, I know there are good shows. Yeah. It's just you watch a lot of like early 2000s, late 90s like TV shows.
It's very like whimsical and fun. Mm-hmm. It's not too serious.
The sitcom vibes, like we're giving sitcom. Like you could pop in anywhere at any time.
And that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Yo, I was literally watching Reba while I was working and I was just laughing. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's how I feel about George Lopez.
Yeah, I love George Lopez.
Love me at George Lopez.
Just like randomly, like just saying and doing like the craziest shit. I'm like, who was in the writer's room? The writers are not doing this anymore. Like they're not doing this anymore.
It was all improv.
And they're not even like offensive either. Like it's literally just funny.
Yeah.
And I think now people are, because they're so focused on not being offensive, that they're not being funny either.
Mm-hmm. Or being so offensive that it's also not funny, because they think it's funny if you go more offensive, but then it's also just like, okay, this is like, in bad taste. Not to pander here, but I would definitely make a holiday just for my Black trans masc men to come out and just like be the kings, because I feel like they do get swept under the rug, even underneath Black trans women, because Black trans women are so like such an integral part of the community. They are always involved in activism, making sure their voices are heard, you know, in any way. But I feel like sometimes trans masc men, especially Black trans men, can just really they don't get the same kind of shine. There's just not a lot of representation either in the media of Black trans men.
Yeah, there
so I would want to give them their time and their space to like educate others, or also just spend it like being hot and twerking in the street.
And getting a free drink.
And getting a free drink from a bad bitch.
Getting in free places. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same as National UHaulers Day.
Maybe
we should come up with a queer calendar and just like place a bunch of holidays there. And I love that. Like, hey guys, maybe these are the queer holidays for 2025.
One day very soon, we'll have so much money that we could do that and invite, Thursdays, U-Hauler lesbians, drinks on us. Yeah. Meet us down there. We got you, bitch. Open bar.
Yeah. Boom.
You know?
Just like that. You got to bring your U-Hauler. And if she's an ex, I need to see text messages.
I need to see Polaroid pictures because I know you have them. I need to see your cat that one of you guys still has.
Thank you. Yes.
That's what I need.
So what does your cat look like?
What does your cat look like?
Big and brown, bitch.
Okay. Last question. If you could switch lives with any LGBTQ plus character from a TV show or movie, who would it be and why?
Dang.
It's hard because there's honestly not a lot of black options that I can think of off the top of my head. But I've taken the race out of it, and I just want to have fun, if that helps.
Okay, so I'm thinking back to this episode of The Nanny where there's this woman, her name is Sydney. They all think she's a man at first, and then she shows up, and they're like, there's no way this is that bitch. Like, you're hot, and I thought that man was old. He's like, no, that's my dad's name. He gave me his name. Like, oh, wow. So my name is Sydney. Like, that's me. But she's like this hot, successful, like, woman, and she's like, every time anybody's talking to her, she just has them like wrapped around her finger, especially like men, and so she's just like doing shit, like saying, like she's like making jabs, throwing shade, and they're just like obsessed with her, you know? And then, but she just seems like she lives such a good life because she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go here, whatever. But she's successful. She got her money about her. She got her style as well.
She's gay?
No, in the show, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because Fran thinks that she's trying to take Maxwell out on a date. Okay. And she goes, Fran, I'm gay. Oh. And she goes, you're gay? And she's like, oh, thank God. And so then she like hugs her real tight, and then she like lets go, and then she's like, I'm letting go and you're not. Why? And then, but it's because she thought Fran was gay and she was interested in Fran. And I'm like, and she liked bad bitches.
Baby, you didn't even have to tell me because that's how sitcom-y these sitcoms are. I already know where that was going. Yes. It's beautiful. It works. The formula works every time.
Every time.
Love that. Yeah. Like a lesbian socialite in the late 90s, early 90s. Yeah. Great. Yes.
Great style.
Yes.
Mad money. Working an office full of niggas, and she's the best one in there.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I would love to switch places with a chaotic gay. Mm-hmm. So Ilana in Broad City because she really does whatever the fuck she wants to do. She has she has Lincoln, which is like her nigga that she loves. Yeah. But like she falls in love with people every time she leaves her house, and I fucking love that. And like you just never know. It could be it's a drag queen today. It's a girl that looks like her tomorrow. It's a bitch that she met at the pet store. Like. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, that's a good show. That's a good one that you showed me. I have put that on to like watch it by myself in my own house.
I love that.
If that makes you feel good.
It does make me feel good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So this whole episode was obviously questions for the girls. Yes. Thanks for participating, babes.
Love it.
It's no longer fucking Pride.
This was the last week of Pride.
Officially, bitch. Yes. You heard it here first. So if this is your first time listening to us, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at allyourpleasures_. Like and subscribe to our YouTube. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for us. And whether you're listening to this, we have a mixer on July 20th.
Yes.
At the studio. So where you see us now, we will be hosting a little anniversary event for us. There will be food. There will be drinks. There will be prizes, baby. Come and see us and say hi, tour the studio, and you might get some free studio time. I don't know, girl. Do you have a podcast you want to start?
Or you just want to get on the mic and talk your shit for a good 30 minutes?
Yeah, you could do that too.
And high res.
Absolutely. 4K, babe. Yeah. Whether you're listening to this on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We love you. Bye.